Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, you guys, I have a basket full of old kits, card making kits that were subscriptions, and we are going to just finish one off today. This is one I've actually worked on with you guys in the last 6 months. I don't know, I don't remember when, but we had put a dent in it and just hadn't quite finished it up. So I'm going to finish it up in this video. And I had brought in some paper. This is paper that came to me in a Happy Mail package. These pieces right here, the pastel cardstock. And then the other cardstock was a paper pad that I thought went well with the kit color-wise. Here is the ephemera that I had left, which there is quite a bit of it. And what I did is I was just getting this out and seeing like what it entailed. And I couldn't see too many cards coming from this, to be honest. And so I grabbed a second kit that I'm very reluctant to finish up because it's my Frida kit from Craft Stash, but I really just felt like these pieces weren't doing it for me, which is why, I like them, but they just needed more, which is why it's still here, right? So I'm determined, I'm going to finish up what I can with this kit. So I kind of separated things out on my desk with like sentiments and one pile, and this pile has more like party things, and I separated things that I thought might go well in like a journal. Like I could use them as prompts in one of my junk journals while I'm journaling. So I made a pile of those, and then I made piles for cards because I really found that with the Spellbinders kits, which they don't make anymore, the card making kits, very sad. But always felt like those were kind of geared not only to card makers, but also to people who scrapbook or memory keep. And so I'm just writing that out here, and I'm putting the ephemera back in this bag. And then I'm just going to put this with my journals. And so now I know that I've saved these for memory keeping, and I've got that double-sided tape. I have so many double-sided tapes. So this is the kit from Craft Stash that came out like a year or two ago. I can't even remember now, but it was fabulous and I had to have it. In fact, I even ordered like some duplicates of the supplies. You could tell that I've crafted with it many times and left my scraps in with the kit because I see potential in every bit of it all. I have even stamped images that I did with the stamp sets, just everything. And so here are the 2 stamp sets that I had gotten. When this kit came out, I got it all. I think my friend Cordelia had it, and I got a glimpse of it and just bought it up. Like the I want it all was very strong with this kit. So, already I'm looking here and I'm going, oh, I think this can go in my new journal. And so I add it to my journal. You know, these kits aren't limited to just card making, but they can be used in making like ephemera, decorating junk journals, sending out Happy Mail. Maybe when you're trying, like me, to finish off a kit, you might, if you're just truly done playing with it, then package up what's left and send it to a crafty friend. I'm sure they'd be delighted to get it. So I had these portraits of Frida that were in like a diamond shape. I mean, they're just squares, but they're oriented to be more like a diamond. And that really kicked off some ideas for me. So I measure this up and I'm like, okay, this is 1 3/4 square. And I remembered that in this kit, I had all of these cut off pieces, which are like 2 inches. So I decided to take these and create some more 1 3/4 squares out of them. And I'm going to make 3 cards with the same design. I didn't do a lot of editing for this video. I wanted you guys to see the full process, so I just sped everything up. But yeah, so this is where I'm getting my idea. I'm going to add these beautiful bright pages, which almost remind me of like a textile, to these cards. And so I'm cutting out all my 1 3/4 inch squares. I'm going to divide these up between 3 different piles and come up with something fun. Today, I think most of these cards that I made were 5x7. To be honest, you guys, I made these cards like a month ago. It's just been really hard for me to get the videos out. I mean, at first, I just got overwhelmed and busy all at once at work. And then I got sick, and then my kids got sick, and then it was spring break. And by the time I went through all of these things, I completely lost my mojo. And to be fully honest and transparent, I had a real heart-to-heart with God, and was like, you know what? If this is not what you want me to do, I'll lay it down. I was just done. Like, I was really like at a point where I was like, I have no problem. Like, if you want me to close shop and do something else with my life, I'm fully ready to do that. I'm fully okay with it. And the next day I woke up and I really, for the first time, felt creative again and felt even willing to do voiceovers on all these old videos that I had for you guys. And I guess the message that I got was to go slow. He wasn't saying no. He just said go slow. So I'm here with you. And we can all thank the Lord for that. All right, so that is the 100% truth of what I've been dealing with, you guys. And I'm so grateful that you're patient and sticking with me through it. And I love being transparent and sharing my journey here. That's what my channel is really about. So, I have to tell you, like, on that same day, I got the most touching messages on Instagram. Thanks, Holly, and others who had reached out, and then I talked to another friend and she was kind of going through a similar thing. And I felt the love of the community. And I honestly feel like this channel is bigger than me, I don't even know if I'm the driving force behind it anymore. I think the driving force is our community. And I love you guys. So there. All right. Obviously, I've laid out all of my squares into the same pattern. And I thought, okay, this is a great time and opportunity to bring in some of that Spellbinders ephemera and just kind of build upon these 3 cards. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, I know that these are 5x7s. I think everything I made today, there was one A2 maybe, but for the most part, these are all 5x7s. These pieces here, the pastel backgrounds, they either measure 4x6 or 4.5 by 6.5. I can't remember. I didn't cut them. Again, they came in Happy Mail, so thanks to my friend who sent them to me. They are in good hands here with this 5x7 card maker. And so I decided to do some tone-on-tone stamping with the stamps that came in the set. I just thought that would add some interest to these kind of, plain backgrounds. And now these cardstocks are not smooth. They're the more of the textured kind, for scrapbooking. But they still took these stamps beautifully. These stamps are acrylic stamps. They are not photopolymer, but I love acrylic stamps. I have no problem with them. Now, I think there are different levels of quality when it comes to it's not that I think, I absolutely know that there are different levels of quality when it comes to acrylic stamps. But American Crafts, Craft Stash, a lot of the more reputable companies, they do put out acrylic stamps that I think stamp really beautifully. There are cheaper stamps that you can find on Amazon, Temu, wherever, that are a lower grade, and those I seem to get mixed results. So, it's all in the price. You can usually gauge by the price of things, but I think acrylic stamps, for the most part, stamp beautifully and offer a more affordable option depending on your budget. So I don't rule them out. I am not a stamping snob. I am not a card snob by any means. I love all the cards, okay? One of the things that I used was some washi tape down at the bottom of these cards, and then I stamped my sentiment directly on to that scrapbooking card base as well. I tried to balance out the colors. So you'll notice here on this card that I'm working on now, the green and the blue I put across from one another, and then the pink and blue and more colorful design I put across from Frida. And I thought that really helped balance things out, because you notice I switched it. I did have that blue piece that I just taped down at the top, and I thought it was just too close to the green. All these things are just really nitpicky. It's not critical, but I mention it because, these are the things that I think about when I'm card making. And I know that I've gotten comments before that I can take really random pieces and somehow they turn out all right. And so, part of it's luck and part of it is this nitpicky brain of mine that is constantly crying for symmetry in a very asymmetrical world. The wild and asymmetrical world that I live in and create for myself. So yeah, the card design here is pretty basic. You could definitely recreate these if you didn't have like the Frida, kit, but you wanted to recreate this. You could put a stamped image or a piece of ephemera in that bottom square. You could, recreate this with things that you have. You could collage onto the squares. You could cut out of a magazine like People if you wanted to, and cut them into squares much like these and get a similar effect. There's just a lot of ways. So since this paper was textured and I wasn't using a repositioning tool like a Misty or whatever, I did have to fill in my sentiment with a Micron pen, but I never mind doing that. That's totally fine. Here are some more ephemera pieces that I had. And again, I'm just really trying to use this up. So another thing that I did here, I'm going to make a card. But another thing that I did was I even turned some of these ephemera pieces into clusters. So that way, I just grouped them together, put them in my cluster book, and that way they would be available for later. So if you're here and you're a part of my members channel, well, I feel like this is a good time to talk about the changes that are going into effect for my members channel. My job went from a solid 40-hour work week to 60 plus. this year. And unfortunately, I just have to dial things back. And so what I'm going to do is I'm taking out the two, two of the tiers within my membership group, and I'm dialing it back to just one tier, which is my $2.99 tier for all of my glue crew. And I'm just moving everyone to that tier, because that is the base tier to enter into the memberships. And you can enter that tier just to support my channel. And for that reason, oh my gosh, thank you. Or you can enter into that tier for more content. So how much more is going to vary. And at first, I really was reluctant to make this change, but I found out and have been forecasting, and I don't look for my situation to change much. And so I kind of have to plan for this to be more of a long-term arrangement than, you know, I had thought originally. And so this is what I can sustain. So that's what I'm going to move towards. I don't want to have tiers that I can't sustain active and available. I don't want people paying for things that I can't follow through on. That drives me insane. And once I made the decision to change that, and I also put two design teams to the side, then I felt so much more free, and I felt less burdened. So I felt really bad. This is like a therapy session with you guys. You're like, just talk about the cards. But I just felt less guilt about, how busy I've been and how much I've had to put my channel to the side over the last month, and that I had people signed up under my memberships and I wasn't able to deliver. That was driving me crazy. I am a person of integrity, and I never for a second want anyone to, have to call that into question. I want to deliver on anything that I promise. So once I decided, okay, I'm changing this part of my memberships and I'm getting off of these two design teams, I felt an immediate weight off my shoulders. And so I know that's the right choice for me to make. If you're disappointed, I'm so sorry. But, there's always the future. And what we know is that things always change. And so we may come back into a place where I add other levels later. But the good news is for $2.99, you can join my members channel and everybody gets the same thing. And I still want to Zoom, and I still want to add content there. I still want to make videos for y'all there. You just get it for a better price, and maybe a little less sometimes and maybe a little more other times. Or you can just look at it as a way to support my channel. And again, I'm so grateful. Okay, so this is the portion of the video where I was doing clusters and just trying to use up the rest of the Spellbinders ephemera. And I had a little bit of ephemera left from my Frida kit. I actually didn't have very much. I only had like 10 pieces. So I had about the same amount from each one. So then I just decided to use it all and not have any left over. And that's when I decided to make my clusters. They're very fun and whimsical and different, and I love them. So, the clusters, again, can go on cards. They can go on in junk journals. I can make ephemera out of, well, they are ephemera that are clustered together, but I can use them to make other things. Journaling cards, I can decorate pockets, whatever, they're just ready to go. So, this is the last, I believe this is the last project that I'm sharing with you guys as far as the step-by-step portion of the video, and then I will show you everything that I made If you're still here and listening to me rattle on, thank you. I just really felt like I needed this session with you all to kind of share what has been going on. And for all those who said a prayer for Sparkle Heart, my daughter, thank you so much. She is back to herself and feeling well. She beat the flu. It was a rough one, you guys. This round of flu is no joke. But she's all better. My son's all better. I'm all better. So hubby's good. We've got that going for us. I added the tiniest little dot of glue here and added this to my cluster book. And then I decided, I thought that was the end, but I actually did use more ephemera and made a couple more cards and added a little more ephemera to my journaling stash. Okay, I guess I did make a few more A2 cards as well. So this is 4 1/4, or it's probably 4 by 5 1/4 is what I would be cutting these down to. And again, I'm just looking for contrast. I really like that blue. I don't know what I landed on. I like the blue so much more. This happens sometimes when making videos and you go back and edit and you see pieces that you had auditioned, like the blue was popping. It was nice. But it looks like I went with the chevron instead. It's not bad. It's not bad, but the blue was better. If you might not edit, you might not have the same struggle that I'm expressing right now in this video, but sometimes you may be torn in your card making or in your journaling where you just can't decide between a couple of pieces of paper or ephemera. Take a picture with your phone and look at it. It helps look at things, I think, more objectively than when you're in the creative process. It somehow gives you a moment to detach from the creative process and look at your piece more objectively. And then, you might be able to decide, oh, I definitely like the blue paper more than the other paper. Just a little tip there. I know that like when you're building clusters on your cards, doing layers, that's also another great time to take a picture and a snapshot of it. Because, when you move everything to the side like I just did, sometimes you forget your placement or your layering position. If you're someone who's just beginning in the card hobby, or layering with ephemera, maybe you've been a card maker forever, but you're just now starting to play with ephemera and you struggle with the layers, which one, the position of things and how to layer things, and you find something that you like in the design, that would be another great time to go ahead and take a picture. And that way, when you move your pieces out of the way to glue them down, you won't feel like you lost your spot or lost your composition that you were hoping for or that you had at one time. Just like, how I suggested taking a picture for, when you're auditioning different pieces, you could also take a picture when you're playing around with layering and trying to decide, well, do I like this piece in front of this one? Do I like it in the top right corner? Do I want it in the bottom left corner? When you're trying to make those decisions as well, that's another time that you could take a picture and look at it and see which one you like. It's like when an artist paints with a mirror. One of my favorite artists, she a lot of times will take a mirror and a hand mirror and turn her back to her painting, and she'll look through the hand mirror at her painting, and it always helps her get like unstuck. So I think that's comparatively what it's like using a photograph and card making. So I'm showing you the leftover pieces. There are definitely still some. I do love these dies. I thought, again, most of these pieces were probably good for like journaling. I decided to take this card with the dies, and I'm just going to fold the card in half. I'm going to tuck the dies inside and then grab like a scrap piece of packaging. I always save my packaging. I am just the best hoarder. Anyways, I saved my packaging, and so I just slipped this in, and now I'm going to put this with my dies. This set, this Spellbinders card kit is officially done as far as I'm concerned. The stickers I'll put in somewhere for memory keeping or whatever. I might give them away, put them in Happy Mail, but this kit's done. And then the paper, I'm going to just kind of merge this paper pad right here. I thought it really went well with the Frida kit. So I'm just going to kind of merge this paper into there. There's just a few sheets left. So it's going to become a part of this kit, which I will not smash all at once. But I think I only have 2 pieces of ephemera left. That's pretty impressive. So now, I'll just have to stamp things out. Well, I have a couple more. So maybe I have 4 pieces of ephemera left. And then lots of paper and stamped images and scraps, and some washi tape. So that's what I have left from my Frida kit. And I'm just getting organized here. I mean, this is kind of a hot mess. Piles of scraps and everything. So I'm just kind of organizing myself so the next time I pull this kit out, it won't be too chaotic. And then I store these kits and these zipper pouches. Maybe you've seen them from like Pink and Main Kits is where I got hooked on this zipper pouch idea. Pink and Main, I don't know if they still do because I haven't had one of their kits in at least 2 years, but they used to always put them in these really cool zipper pouches, and I found them on Amazon. They're super inexpensive and a great way to store kits like this where you have dies and paper and all the things, stickers. And the zipper pouches are big enough to even hold these really large stamp sets. These are huge stamp sets. I think they're 6x8. They may even, yeah, I think they're 6x8. They're huge. So that is that, you guys. Let's look at the cards that I made. So this little A2, it's just sweet. Peace, love, party with a little house. And then these are some dimensional stickers that were in that Spellbinders kit. I got to use those up. I super love these. I know it's really basic, but I think they're beautiful. I love the way that they came together. Yes, let's celebrate life, whether we're busy or not. I hope you enjoyed this session with me, and it was super chatty, and that might drive some of you nuts and others will love it. So sorry, and you're welcome. I know I love it. I love you guys. Thank you for watching my channel, for spending your time here with me, and for all of your kindness. I truly, truly appreciate it. See you guys next time. Bye.